Hello, I'm Stanley Lucian. Welcome to the Hts Epoll. It's your opportunity to weigh in on the most pressing issues of the day. The Parole Board has announced that it will soon release prisoners on parole. During last week's press conference, the board invited citizens to contribute to the discussion on the impending prisoner release. The Parole Board has promised to handle the prisoner release with care and diligence, involving victims and the families of victims in the process. So we ask, do you welcome the idea of releasing selected prisoners on parole? We took to the streets to get your opinion, and here's what you had to say.
Sinon ça va faire hein. Oui, mais c'est mauvais crime ça tient en dedans là. Parce que si on l'a géré, on va faire plus bail. Oui, puis le marijuana, ça l'a géré c'est beaucoup ça. Oui.
So c'est bonne idea.
Oui, ça free up c'est beaucoup marijuana même because me you have legalize marijuana, so you free up your put it back.
The idea is not bad. The idea has been there. It has been one that has been used in many jurisdictions. It's part of the justice system that if a guy has been incarcerated and the guy has been behaving extremely well, and based on scientific assessment, you realize that the guy is not going to commit the crime again, then you give the guy the opportunity to be released. However, you have to be very, very, very careful how you do it, that you do not send guys who display one pattern of behavior in the system, in the jail, and then when they go back out there, they go back to where they were before they went to jail and begin to commit more crimes. You also have to be very careful as to the signal you send to potential criminals that, look, there's a parole system that is now being effected, and that I can commit a crime and hopefully I'll go there and serve 4 years instead of the 10 and get parole after 5 years. So it's a delicate balance, but the general idea, the general thrust of it is good for the justice system.
Merci. Depuis c'est bah petit crime qu'on y a voté en premier one là, bah qu'on a peut-être on fait un petit crime première fois. Il y a que madame il a des problèmes, des difficultés, il y a que fois il a des problèmes. C'est minor crime ça là, je non pour ça, on ça pas problème. C'est minor.
Yo fait crime qui sérieux qu'on répète.
Non, ça l'autre bah ou ma d'accord avec ça. Yes, on fait ton. Des pour faire crime là, bah à qui qu'on fait time. C'est minor crime man problème avec ça.
Well, as far as I see it, everybody wants a second chance in life. If the victim's parents and relatives have to forgive the culprit, I see no reason why he shouldn't or she shouldn't get parole. That's how I see it, I see nothing wrong with that. If the victim's people and the guy is ready to take responsibility for his behavior and change. There are so many people who are in there innocently. Of course there are innocent people inside there for petty crimes like marijuana and different things. And they are incarcerated, so I see nothing wrong with parole.
If they don't commit the crime to do that, they could drop them, let go them. As long as they will have manners for society, that will be good.
I will say everybody deserves a second chance in life, as long as they are willing to at least follow the rules and have a change in their lives, and being a good example for public.
Well, on a supporté, mais moi hope les sorties là, you be for you. You pass the pèse d'agrément, mais encore on les côté pour vivre là encore.
I do agree that they should have a second chance, but at the same time, they have to respect the society and then try and behave themselves.
Yeah, they have to release the prisoners. If they fool, they have to release them, and the people that was there a long time, they can release them.
Yes, I would support that idea because I think the first thing they need to do is reduce the costs, because it costs the government of the day a lot of money to keep these prisoners there, morning, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I would support the idea, and I think the whole world, according to what we know and I'm listening to the news, the entire world is doing that. England, for example, they did some earlier this year, about 70, they're doing some more again. But the thing I would wish that would happen to our young persons, those they're releasing, they are not 60 years and over, they're not 70 years old, they're young persons. I'm saying to them, when you come back into society on parole, try to find something to do. And for us citizens, let's help them. Help them spiritually, talk to them, and let's make sure we ourselves check on them to be better. If some of us are doing well in society, let's help them also. And we're willing to help. I think society in general wants to help everyone, but you first have to help yourself.
Thanks for those responses. And now to our new discussion. St. Lucia's latest mass casualty road accident happened on Tuesday along the Julian R. Hunt Highway. This accident involving a minibus follows last week's accident, also involving a minibus, along the Bexar Highway, in which about a dozen people were injured, with some requiring emergency care at the Owen King European Hospital. These accidents are burdening an already stretched emergency and medical service and are impacting the reinsurance rates, with one company pulling out of the vehicle insurance sector. So we ask, should there be tougher punishment for reckless driving on the roads? Voting is easy. Just log on to htsstlucia.org and vote. Remember, our ePoll team is always on the go to get your responses as well. Watch the HTS News Force from 7 p.m. for the results and the new discussion.